A few months ago, I posted a video about this, the laptop that isn't really a laptop, but it's a Samsung DeX lapdock. It did a lot of really cool things and made my whole phone a portable laptop, but there were a couple things about it that I didn't love. The size was a little bit overwhelming. Battery life went down pretty quickly. The trackpad was okay, not great, but the most annoying of all was that there's no USB-C port, so you had to carry around this giant cable just to be able to charge it. And now we have this, which is upgraded in just about every way. This is the FabPizda 14-inch, and the changes are significant. The battery is almost twice the size at 10,800. It's smaller, it's a 14-inch, the same as modern MacBook Pros, but the other one stopped halfway. This actually folds all the way around to be like a tablet for your phone, or stands like an A-frame, which means I can put it a lot more places. Where it was taking up my whole desk, now I can have it as a side display or even put it on a little stand as a second monitor. It's got USB charging, which opens me up to a world of power banks and not needing to sit next to a wall with my laptop. And most importantly, it's a really responsive touchscreen. What's the same here is that it's still as powerful as your phone. When you upgrade your phone, you upgrade your laptop. So any apps that your phone can run, this can also run, since this is the brain, and it still runs on 5G without a need for Wi-Fi, so you've essentially got unlimited data so long as you have unlimited data on your plan. It also still syncs perfectly with your phone because it is your phone, so anything I'm doing on here and saving in my files, when I walk away, I've got it in my pocket. Now let's start by talking about the actual hardware, then we'll talk about the touchscreen, the battery life, USB-C charging, and what else plugs into it, and then some things I still think need improvement. For the hardware here, it's a 14.1-inch display, just about the same size as a modern-day MacBook Pro, larger than my MacBook, smaller than the other laptop I showed off. But surprisingly, the keyboard is thinner than a MacBook Pro and a lot thinner than the other laptop, while at the same time it extends further towards the edges, so you've still got dedicated buttons for home and page up, down, and things like that. The trade-off there is that you don't have speakers down the side, but you do have extra buttons that I actually use on a full-size keyboard all the time, so I'm really glad to have those. On the left side here, we have where the phone plugs in and where the HDMI plugs in. If you want to use it as a screen for any other device, you can just output like an Xbox or your PC, use it as a second monitor, but at that point, the touchscreen, keyboard, and trackpad aren't going to work. And then on the right side, you've got your power button, USB-C in, headphone input, and a slot for a micro SD card, which is really nice. It also charges out, so while I use it, not only does the battery last longer on that, but it's charging my phone up. Now the touchscreen in the folding is life-changing for just about everything. For music recording, it means I've got this huge 14-inch touchscreen display, which is really handy when I'm navigating the timeline. And speaking of timelines, that would also count for something like video editing in LumaFusion, which is kind of a game changer. I don't think I've ever edited a video on so large a touchscreen running on so powerful a device. The greatness of a touchscreen is especially true when talking about games, because we can use a keyboard and mouse, a remote control connected to our phone, and then when we go into the inventory, instead of navigating around with the mouse or the remote, we can actually just touch things, which kind of makes the game a lot quicker. And then it solves some DeX quirks, like when you want to send a text message, the enter key actually doesn't work. So now I can just touch the send button. Now USB-C charging means that I can take any power bank and charge my laptop on the go, which is incredible. This is a 70,000 milliamp hour battery, and this is 10,800, which means now I should be able to charge the laptop for, I don't know, about 5 times over. Now, while charging my phone, that's over a day use. And I've never seen a laptop battery that lasts for over a full day of heavy use, because the load is on the phone, but the phone's being charged and this is being charged. It works really well. And for anyone out there curious, it looks like it's taking about 12 volts and just under an amp. Now there are things that I feel still need improvement, like the click on the trackpad is not my favorite thing. I don't know if you can hear how loud it is. But that doesn't matter so much when I can just tap or with a touchscreen. It needs more USB ports, absolutely. There's one to charge it specifically and one to plug the phone in, which means I can't really plug anything into it. Now, I could use a hub on the data side, or I, of course, have a micro SD card if I want to store anything on it, but it needs more. But I can't really complain because it's so thin. How are they going to fit more in there? The only other problem I have with it is that the screen hinge is a touch weak. If I pick it up too harshly, it starts to fade on me. Now, of course, any laptop is going to when you shake it, but this one just feels a tad too loose, and maybe that's something I can fix with a couple of tools. Now here's the thing, you're gonna see this more in more videos, just me using it, because it's incredible. I think it's a really cool device, and when I go on trips, I'm going to pack it in my laptop bag, probably above anything else. It's so small, so light, so powerful, and I never thought I'd love a laptop touchscreen so much, but I do. And the really cool thing is, it is almost always on sale at $300. Now, $300 might sound expensive, but if you've got a phone that does any sort of DeX or computer data sharing, it means you probably don't need a laptop. For $300, you cannot get a laptop equally as powerful. And the reason I'm not talking about it more is because I don't want to repeat myself. I already shared how cool I think a lapdock is in the previous video, so it's all of that just now better, which is really exciting. Just about every problem I had with the other one, which I already loved, is fixed, and I love it. I recommend it. I use it. This is not just me saying this product's great because they sent it to me. This thing's really cool, and I use it off camera. I highly recommend it.